Welcome to Janus ISNetworld RAVS Plus Enhanced Training on various topics. While all the following topics have been covered in past annual Janus trainings, following specific issues are issues Janus has been asked to expressly discuss and retrain our workers on by ISNetworld's RAVS Plus, a pre-qualification program for a few of our clients. This training was conducted by Michael C. Sharp, Senior Safety Officer for Janus Corporation, via Janus's Field Flow Learning Management System. Though training dates will be different for various Janus personnel, this training will be taken by all Janus field personnel in November of 2014. Janus's process for reporting a spill, who to report to. You should report a spill on a construction project to your site supervisor or project manager immediately. This is a spill of any type of liquid or dry chemical. Additionally, you may need to notify the environmental health and safety officer on site and follow the specific reporting procedures outlined in Janus's spill response plan. The project supervisor will contact the local fire department and/or CHP if the spill is of hazardous or flammable waste. Truck drivers who are involved with the spill away from a project site shall call 911 to report the spill. Both CHP and local fire departments should be informed of the spill by the 911 operator. Drivers should then inform Janus administration, and lastly, after immediate actions have been taken and notifications have been made, fill out a field flow incident report. Bloodied waste or waste with other potentially infectious substances, OPIMs, should be disposed of in a biohazard bag and treated by a licensed disposal company. Label the bag, use a red biohazard bag or punch-resistant bag, labeled with the biohazard symbol. Contain the waste, place the waste in a leak-proof container with a lid. Tracking the waste, attach a medical waste tracking tag to the bag or container before transporting it. Contact a disposal company, request a clinical waste collection from your local clinic or waste biohazard disposal contractor. Do not mix with regular waste. Do not mix blood or OPIM-soaked waste with regular trash. Bloodborne pathogens. ISNetworld informs Janus that there are 3 potentially hazardous infectious bodily fluids that we must be concerned with. But the truth is, there are numerous body fluids that are potentially infectious. Blood, saliva, semen, vaginal secretions, cerebral spinal fluid, brain or spinal column fluid, synovial fluids that surrounds the joints, knees, elbows, ankles, and other joints of the body, pleural fluid surrounding the lungs, peritoneal fluid surrounding the stomach, and amniotic fluid surrounding a baby of a pregnant mother. Urine, vomit, and feces are not typically considered potentially infectious. However, the same as healthcare professionals, Janus personnel should treat all bodily fluids as potentially infectious to prevent the spread of diseases like HIV and hepatitis. All bodily fluids, potentially infectious or not, are very fertile, good for growing bacteria and fungus. So any bodily fluid should be cleaned from the hands and other exposed body parts of those performing first aid or cleaning up bodily fluids from a surface. Extension ladders. As you've all been taught this for years, extension ladders must be placed at a lean-to ratio of 1 foot out for every 4 feet up. 16 feet tall means the base must be 4 feet out. Lead awareness symptoms of lead poisoning. A partial list of lead exposure symptoms: feeling angry or frustrated, insomnia, fatigue or lethargy, you're tired as hell, short attention span, achy muscles and joints, loss of strength, wrist or foot drop, forgetfulness, irritability and aggressive behavior, gout, poor coordination and muscle control, lowered IQ, ADD or ADHD, erectile dysfunction or frigidity, learning and reading disabilities, encephalopathy, brain damage, loss of appetite, hearing loss, constipation, high blood pressure, mood disorder, reduced sperm count or abnormal sperm, reduced mental capacity, developmental delays in children, reduction of growth rate in children, and much more. Lead affects every system in the body. While lead can alter taste, the Romans used to put lead in their wine to reduce the acidic taste. Lead exposure does not cause loss of taste. It might alter your taste, but it doesn't cause you to lose your ability to taste. Personal protective equipment. Janus uses the same personal protective equipment on nearly every project. Disposable suits, respirators, hard hats, gloves, eye protection, and fall protection when working over 6 feet above the floor or ground. The level of each item noted above is determined by the pre-job hazard assessment per the work plan, and the job hazard assessments, ongoing hazard assessments during the work. Changes to the hazard assessments of the project are discussed during the beginning of shift tailgate safety meetings every morning. While information on chemical and product SDS documents can help determine what level of PPE will be required if there's a spill or a fire, or if the materials will be handled during the project by workers, the SDS sheets will note only the bare minimum protection level. Janus often requires our personnel to wear higher level PPE than required by the product manufacturer or the applicable regulations. Thus, PPE levels must be determined by looking at the pre-job hazard assessment and ongoing job hazard assessments, not simply the product SDS sheets. Scaffold load limits. As Janus standard scaffold training explains, that load limits, the total weight a scaffold can safely hold, are noted on the scaffold itself. This is typically a sticker or sign at the entry section of the scaffold, such as what you see here. Thank you for taking Janus ISNetworld Enhanced RABS training. As noted at the beginning of the training, Janus has policies and training on each of these topics listed. Spill response and notifications of who to be notified. Bloodborne pathogens, infectious fluids, ladder safety, lean-to ratio, 4:1. Personal protective equipment, determination of PPE level required is done with the job hazard analysis. Lead remediation, symptoms of lead exposures, does not include the loss of taste. Each of the items for each of the topics listed above are discussed within each of the annual trainings and/or injury and illness protection program company policies as well. If you have any questions, please contact Mike Sharp at 209-993-6123 or mikes@januscorp.com. Thank you. Please proceed to the quiz.